Mastercard joins blockchain security standards work for tokenized assets. The immediate tension is that the move matters because tokenized assets need common safeguards before institutions treat them as routine infrastructure. The event itself is clear. Mastercard joined the blockchain security standards committee alongside firms such as Coinbase, Fireblocks, Anchorage Digital, and BitGo. The first thing to notice is the pressure point, not the excitement around the name. For viewers, the story starts with who can act differently because this happened, and who still faces friction. That matters because payment network security experience can influence how tokenized assets are protected at scale. A clean opening read is to separate access from proof. Access can arrive instantly, but proof usually appears only after users, traders, institutions, or regulators respond in measurable ways. The confirmed baseline is the committee is focused on areas such as key management, smart contract audits, transaction verification, and incident response. This gives the story a concrete frame because it defines the actors, limits, numbers, and operating conditions. It also keeps the segment away from vague speculation. The surrounding context matters because the same headline can mean different things in a trading venue, a regulatory process, a security patch, or a payments rollout. Here, the baseline shows where the story begins before any bigger claim is tested. The key is to treat the known facts as the floor, then ask whether the floor is strong enough for the next step. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Mastercard joins blockchain matters mechanically because standards reduce fragmented security practices across wallets, custodians, issuers, and networks. In plain language, an institution needs a baseline for how keys are stored, transfers are authorized, and failures are handled. This is where the story becomes useful instead of abstract. The mechanism explains why a user, trader, developer, investor, or regulator might change behavior. It also shows what could break. If the mechanism depends on liquidity, then depth matters. If it depends on law, then text and enforcement matter. If it depends on security, then implementation matters. The mechanism is the bridge between a headline and a real market consequence. The affected side is tokenized asset issuers, custodians, banks, payment firms, and institutional investors. For them, the effort can build confidence, but standards must stay flexible across different blockchain architectures. The scope is important because not every crypto story moves the whole market. Some stories change costs for a small group of traders, others shape policy, stablecoin flows, defy collateral, or institutional access. This scene should make the effect concrete. It asks who has a new option, who carries new risk, who gets squeezed, and who needs to adjust plans. That is the difference between a story that sounds dramatic and a story that changes behavior. The unresolved part is when the committee will publish specific security requirements. That uncertainty does not erase the confirmed event, but it limits how far the story can be taken. Membership is confirmed, but the rulebook and adoption timeline are not. A disciplined read avoids turning early movement into a final conclusion. For crypto markets especially, the first reaction can be loud, while the durable signal stays quiet. The best question is what evidence would change the story. It may be usage data, a court order, regulator language, security testing, customer retention, deeper liquidity, or a clearer project timeline. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. For Mastercard joins blockchain, the next signal is published framework details, implementation guidance, and institutional adoption. If that appears, the story can move from an initial development into a more durable market or policy signal. If it does not appear, the event may stay important but narrow. The closing takeaway is to judge the story by evidence that can be checked, not by guaranteed upside or worst-case fear. Track the signal, compare it with the baseline, and watch whether real users, capital, institutions, or regulators respond in a way that lasts beyond the first wave of attention.